Alrighty, let's go through some ranked replays in ascending order. Okay. Okay, these are the buttons. Alright. Okay, first thing, air fireball, kind of back off, give it a lot of space. He does a very high air fireball, which at this height, if you're backing off outside the range of his jump in, if he does air fireball at this space, or at this height, you can jump over it and dive kick punish it. I will demonstrate so. Akuma high air fireball. We'll put that in the notes and I'll demonstrate that in a bit. That got clipped. You got clipped by random roundhouse in neutral. What were you doing at the time that you got clipped? Happened to be the moment that you decided to jump. Just an unfortunate interaction, mostly. Nice parry. Waiting for that. Take a throw. Okay, that... Alright, so your first hit. Now, when you have full drive gauge, any medium that you hit, 90% of the time, not 100%, but 90% of the time, you want to be canceling those mediums. Crouch medium punch, crouch medium kick, or standing heavy punch that you land on hit or on block into drive rush while you're in the corner, if you have full bar. That'll give you your best and safest option to start fighting back, force them to move back, get a back throw possibly, make them lose bar, etc. So yeah, this is fine, this is acceptable. Low forward. Now, at least, if you're not going to cancel into something, I wouldn't recommend doing low forward like that. I would recommend doing crouching medium punch, and that way you can go into, like, light knuckle or something like that if you wanted to. Or you're more plus if you just get a random hit, so then you can go into stand medium kick or heavy kick afterwards. You're not very plus on normal hit off of this, so not a huge advantage. And then in this space, he backs off in anticipation because he doesn't want to keep getting hit. Again, your frame advantage would have been higher if you had used crouch medium punch instead. So yeah, delay, do that. Should have been into drive rush, but if not, should have been crouch strong, and then etc. And then a bit of tentativeness over your application. I would take up, when you're in the corner, I would occupy as much space as you can. So, like, you want to walk forwards when you have the space to do so, like here, walk and block or walk and jump out of the corner. You want to be pretty obstinate until the opponent heavily punishes you for your obstinance. You want to take opportunities to walk for a second and then just jump over their heads out of the corner. In the long run, that sort of bull-headed approach to getting out of bad situations is going to be helpful. You don't want to sit and just jump out of the corner immediately. You don't want to sit in situations where they're looking for it. So, like, immediately after this, you don't want to just hold up forward, but you can orchestrate scenarios where you can get jump outs very easily when you anticipate that they will move forwards or if you move forwards. And another just unfortunately getting clipped by the first hit of roundhouse. Alright, that is not a safe jump that he did, so good DP, and the correct DP with EX to get the side switch. Great anti-air, missed the meaty, missed the punish on his whiff Tatsu. So far he's quite a bit antsy, pressing buttons, jumping a lot while he's in burnout. Doesn't feel comfortable with the situation, clearly. Charge, do the combo route, drop the combo, so that's... But, let's see. In this circumstance, obviously dropping the combo is the worst part here, but you did stand fierce. Now, even if you had not dropped the combo, I don't agree with doing stand fierce into drive rush, crouch heavy punch here. I, at this point, would have preferred just doing the stand heavy punch target combo into the light spiral arrow, into the medium uppercut. Would have been better better in this circumstance. Wouldn't have burnt yourself out. You're at a range where you are risking some chip into, like, being too low to deal with DIs or getting chipped out by his level 2 or something. And then, let's see, a throw, so good throw, although you are still in a rough position. Stand heavy punch, it looked... I'm just going to assume that you did not single hit confirm this, although it is technically possible. I just don't believe that you did, because most people don't. But, so that was potentially risky if it had been blocked. That being said, most players are not used to punishing this target combo. And it's kind of an awkward punish, but anyways, whatever. So you got away with that. Now, in this circumstance, when you landed this target combo like here, yes, you did the correct route. There's nothing else you could have really done off of that hit. Despite your supers, there's nothing else that you could have done that would have killed. You could have potentially done here. No. There's nothing you could have done. Okay, so you did the best route possible, and then nice shimmy. Alright, those are annoying. You just gotta block after that. Play Akuma a couple times, and you'll get used to having to block after that every time. Let's see. But yeah, it is an annoying move. It's obviously risky for the Akuma to throw out if you stay crouching and just wait to whiff punish it. But it is certainly an obnoxious thing that will sometimes tag you on hit or on block and lock you down. No anti-air on the jump, and he was definitely close enough that air fireball was not a legitimate problem. You got counter hit for doing something while he was completing a light combo, and I don't know what. Is that you mashing EXDP? I don't agree with that. In these circumstances, I don't agree with the... You got reversal something. I think you got reversal regular DP, because I think EX would have succeeded in that. Alright, nice EXDP. That was very, very correct. Bit far. Again, you're not going to get really any sort of... be close enough for any legitimate action after an EXDP, so... Let's see. So that whiff put you in the spot where you had to block this, and you took some hits, stray hits, so... That, the, heavy knuckle was the mistake. When we watch matches, I tend to, like, want to sort of write things down to, like, things that you could have done that would have given you a better advantage, or, like, things that you did that you didn't have to do that put you at a disadvantage. So figure out whether the main issue is your, whether the first thing to correct is just to remove aspects of your play or add aspects to your play. You know what I mean? Let's see, you hit a crouch jab, like a delay crouch jab there, off of his -1 crouch jab here, into his 6 frame that. If you're going to poke out in some of these circumstances, I would recommend either... So at, like, this distance, all of these things, if you're going to challenge the opponent's, like, pressure and stuff, you have to be very spacing dependent. So in this range, I would say stand light kick or crouch light kick. Stand light kick would be better. Or I would say walk back into... Now, here's the thing. When he's at this low of drive gauge, he puts himself pretty close to burnout by doing low forward into drive rush. So at this point, against a lot of the casts that have, like, low medium kick drive rush, when the drive gauge is about here or lower, you can incorporate a lot more walk back during their pressure strings, and the potential risk reward is not as bad, and you would be able to have a relative safety to get out of their pressure or look for certain delay actions. Alright, he is clearly looking for these knuckles, and I don't think it's necessary to do, like, random knuckle. I think if you're going to do, like, just random arbitrary things in the hopes of beating a fireball, I think with Cammy in the current version of the game, it makes more sense to do it with dive kick. Just randomly go for jump dive kick at the shins or around shin level. Just so long as the dive kick isn't punishable, it should be fine. So yeah, dive kick up to like -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, etc. Anywhere in that range, and just throw in some of those, and that'll be a lot less risky and harder to deal with, and will apply conditioning that will help you in the long run in matches than doing random hooligans to beat fireballs. If you are going to do, or sorry, random spin knuckles. If you are going to do like random spin knuckles, I would recommend doing them in like sudden and instantaneous ways, like right after getting up from a knockdown at far range if you think they're going to throw a fireball, or like immediately after a forward dash. Mask the input with something. Mask the input with, like, say, do jump at, like, if Akuma's over here and you're over here, do like a jump into a shallow dive kick so you land far outside of his footsie's range, and then while you're landing, input an immediate heavy knuckle or something, or forward jump again. Things that, like, mask the input by doing something immediate that distracts them and allows you to cover the motion input and stuff, so it'll make the input snappier and harder to, animation snappier and harder to see. But yeah, a lot of, at these rankings, you're going to find people who throw fireballs at a range that is not particularly threatening. Like, they're going to, they're not confident in their anti-airs, so they're backing off to a range where they can throw a fireball, but you can just jump over it and you're fine, like that. Now, Akuma's heavy uppercut does reach quite far relative to the cast, but again, like, he keeps constantly backing up in circumstances. So in this instance, I think you're doing exactly the right thing, which is giving him the space to back off to the range that he wants to be, but not the range that he should be at, and then throwing a fireball and then just jumping over them at those spacings, and then that's fine. But yes, the spin knuckles. Now, in this instance, so yeah, I like that spin knuckle there, and it did cover his approach, and he would have had to like DP reaction or perfect parry reaction or something. In this instance, you do a drive rush cancel. I would say go for level 3, or yeah, I would have said level 3 here. So stand fierce, charge, uppercut, level 3, CA. You definitely want to be spending to win and spending to gain advantage, and you want to put yourself in a higher drive gauge, take away 2 of his bars or more, etc. Put him closer to death. You want him to be close enough to death that he still guesses in a way that you can open him up. If people have a huge life lead, they're much more likely to just take a bunch of throws and make small choices in ways that are quite difficult for you to get around. The closer you can even up the life lead, the more likely it is to get a comeback. Yeah, see? He just, like, waits, was going to take a throw on wake up, and then just little taps, little jabs. And that is the issue. I do think you had a legitimate shot at winning that round, so I do think it was still worth it to spend the level 3 there, even if you might have lost the round afterwards. In this instance, nice conversion. It would have... No, yeah, that's... The best thing you could have done here would be a level 2 route. A level 2 route would have been perfect here. So land the jump in. Now, the best route to go for in this circumstance, and I will put this in my notes, jump heavy kick, back heavy kick, EX overhead, level 2, medium spiral arrow, heavy uppercut. And I will demonstrate that in training mode once I'm done with this. Alright, I blanked. What was happening there? Oh, yeah, too much long of a walk up. That'll happen sometimes. That's just hard to avoid. That, what did he do into sweep? That is a safe jump. If he does light into sweep. So you can't uppercut that. Just can't be done. In this instance, you clearly missed a dive kick. Overall, I like your decision making. In this instance, the dive kick would have been good. The only necessarily like a small criticism I would have is the crouch medium kick there was unnecessary. It wouldn't have caught him. He was walking backwards. It couldn't have caught him. So that was an unnecessary risk that could have gotten you with punished, which in Akuma at this life range, he probably, against a good Akuma, probably could have killed you if he whiff punished it effectively in this circumstance. But yeah, if you hadn't missed the dive kick, that would have been good. Punish that? Nope. That is quite punishable. -10. Could have gotten a... Let's see. What would I think is the best routing there? You could have gotten a side switch combo, or you could have gotten like a regular combo that goes max damage but doesn't side switch, but spends your super in like an effective way. Let's see. So, getting caught by unnecessary jumps, pretty rough. It'd be better to anti-air them. Well, it'd be best to anti-air them. It'd be better to parry them, and it would be still, and it would be not too bad to block them. But getting hit by them is a big no-no. Yeah, that should be done. You didn't even need level 3. Okay. You can go underneath it with Cammy with Spiral Arrow like that. And that's like the safest way to deal with these high fireballs like this. That's like the most reliable and consistent thing you can do. The main problem is the very immediate jump fireballs. At that point, it's kind of, if you're closer to him, the uppercut works more consistently. If you're further away from him, backing off, or if he does a very high fireball into the air, going underneath it with Spiral Arrow is very consistent, etc. Now, in terms of the combo that I was talking about, where you landed a clean jump in at about, like, this range, this spacing, that routing would have been very good. Would have been very good. Nice. Could have been slightly nicer, but it was close to being nice. And at the very least, even if you recognize that you got the knockdown, you could have at least done Drive Rush to get some a better meaty afterwards, even if you weren't going to get a nice conversion from it. I would say just be ready to use Drive Rush when you're full on drive gauge to just capitalize on any awkward meaty situation. Dive kicks could be you know, closer, aimed more precisely at the feet. Practice the spacing. See, that one wasn't going to work either. Bit closer, yeah. Jumping at that range is very good. It's very good. You can do late dive kicks at that distance. You can forward jump in a way. He's losing all this ground, and now you're in your good position. So now, like, you've already pretty much won the neutral. Now we just have to sort of control, use drive gauge effectively to skip neutral, bully him, etc. So now all we have to do is just, like, randomly, yeah, see, but we're giving up space. All we have to do is just walk in, do like one crouch medium punch or crouch medium kick, drive rush cancel. Now this guy walks a lot. He walks back and forth and is very buttonsy. I think that it's not too bad to throw out random spiral arrows in neutral against this kind of thing. Random spiral arrows at a spacing where they won't be punishable on block. More than likely, he's going to walk into a lot of them and be forced to change the way he moves. Let's see, you parried one, but that's plus on block. And then you got counter hit by doing a jab. No whiff punish on that, so yeah, just memorize the animation. Just put that in training mode and make this situation and memorize the animation so that your first instinct is to react with the crouch button to punish this heavy kick thing. Yeah. And then another whiff dive kick like this. You're not getting punished for that one. One of those fireballs that hit you is like fine. The other one that clipped you out of the air was a bit worse. Yeah. But this guy is already consistently checking all of your spin knuckles, and I don't think you need to do that. You've already won neutral multiple times by him just backing himself up into the corner. I don't think the neutral is necessarily a problem right now. He hasn't done anything legitimate about like the air approach, and you've been jumping at the right spacings. It's just once you get to that close range, we just gotta land a hit and then start spending drive gauge to go after him. Yeah, beautiful. Drive rush. Nice. Beautiful. Perfect. Exactly correct. Oh, slight mishap. Now, you didn't get punished from that, so that means you got counter hit. What did you get counter hit for? Yeah, at that point, if you've already whiffed, just resort to blocking. You could have survived this interaction without taking the hit, even after the mistake. You're already pretty likely to get punish countered when you whiff a throw like this, so... Yeah, pressing a button immediately afterwards, not a good. Alright, beautiful. In that instance, we could have probably put him very close to death with a level 2. This is the first round, and I do encourage spending any amount of supers to fight for the first round, because if you win the first round, you'll build plenty of super afterwards anyways. And this would have given you a great approach. Again, same combo. Punish counter, jump heavy kick, back roundhouse, jump, air level 2, medium spiral arrow, heavy uppercut. And in fact, you could have done even an extended version of that with the EX. In fact, I forgot to demonstrate the EX version of it, but it's the same thing, basically. Nice. Nice-oo. You should kill. This should be death. Alright, now landing an early super would be great here. Which you would use a real convenient tool against these fireballs and air fireballs. So you've had no need to so far because he gave you a pretty early, easy, like, footsies interaction there. You won that. And then won this interaction, and then drive rush, and he just got hit there. That interaction, I do think spending super there makes sense. Even just a level 1 would have been good. Level 1 off of the light kick, or stand light punch or whatever. Missed meaty. You've got like a couple of instances, like your play looks like literally perfect for like a sequence or something, and then there's like a slight mistake, like a whiffed throw a lot of the time or something for not enough walking or spacing. Risky, not too bad, not the worst thing though. Definitely could have killed though. 100% could have won the game there. Okay. Alright, cool. Yep. That's unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, when this guy... That is very punishable if you just crouch block. If you block the crouch the second hit, etc. So like a couple of instances when he has put you into block stun and stuff, you've gotten counter hit a lot. Very buttonsy in some of these interactions. Unnecessarily so. It'd be much better to, like, force him to spend some drive gauge if he's going to land a hit. Force him to spend, like, 3 bars on something. Yeah, that's just a thing. You get used to that by playing against Akumas and figuring out that situation. And then, yeah, and getting used to the overhead as well. So those are 2 things that you can just lab, burn them into your brain so you react to them reliably. Akuma doesn't have a threatening drive rush low option that he's going to realistically do, so in a lot of these circumstances, drive rush overhead. Even then, you got to trade on the wake up there. I still don't agree with the wake up. That it was riskier than it was worth. and didn't get a punish properly on the punish counter. In these circumstances, when you perfect parry lights, you're usually reliably like plus enough to get stand fierce, but sometimes not plus enough to get other stuff. Yep. So this guy is prepared. So sometimes when Shoto players are prepared to uppercut the quick dive kicks. Now that was not the quickest dive kick you could have done. You could have done a dive kick closer to the ground, etc. Fast dive kicks at the shins, very obnoxious to deal with. But there is a certain degree of like encroaching on their space in a way that makes them second guess your approach. You kind of don't want to just jump from the position that you're already in. You kind of want to imply something else for a moment. Just walk forwards for like 10 frames or so, and then jump, etc. Or dash forwards with a button, then jump. Just do something that implies other actions. Alright, nice uppercut, and again, the proper one. Missed that, so that was another, not punished, but was another error. Did I already watch this one? Because it was a very similar circumstance that occurred. Yeah, this guy's not dealing with the DIs, so that's, you know, fine. Yeah, another mistake on that. Now he countered a DI here. So yeah, mistake on this. This is the main problem here, not the DI, but the main problem was the mistake on the too early on the walk-up throw. Getting a bit overzealous, and he finally caught on with the DIs. He did very many of them, and then he wins. Yep. Next. Again, air fireball is really annoying, but you have a couple options against it. You can just like occupy that space. If he does like quick shallow ones like that, you want to block it sooner rather than later for the quick ones. So if you see it immediately, you just want to walk into it and block it so that you're not further away when you do so. Or you want to just neutral jump and let it go past you. Or you want to maybe forward jump, make sure that he can react to your dive kicks, etc. Or, as soon as he leaves the air, as soon as he jumps, if you're fairly confident he's going to do an air fireball, because he's done it a lot, if you're fighting an Akuma that does it a lot, just DI. DI as soon as he's in the air. Yeah, so overall, I like your neutral approach and stuff. That's just going to happen. I don't know what the whiff parry was about. I definitely don't know what this low forward was about. Very far away. Some of these, you know, there's executional errors that are making your play, like, inconsistent. Like those missed dive kicks. Your sequence of buttons, your sequence of lights here was kind of random, and, like, the last button wasn't going to reach. And then you didn't have, like, a clean setup here where you just go into, like, low forward, drive rush, jab into a throw or into a frame trap or something. Let me see what you tried. What you actually inputted. Oh, you tried for a walk-up throw, but again, if you do standing light punch instead of crouching light punch, you'll be closer. So if you do low forward, drive rush, stand light punch, you'll be slightly closer, and you should be reliably within throw range. Now, let's see. A couple of other interactions. You know, other than the fact that it crossed up, which is not the worst thing in the world, I don't dislike the jump. I would say that when you jump yourself into the corner like this, in order to win neutral to get a mix-up, I would immediately do, like, one of three things, okay? I would do an immediate back throw to back throw him into the corner, an immediate neutral jump to blow up his tech, or an immediate crouch fierce to blow up a delay button or a delay tech. And then, yeah. The fact that this was successful makes it okay as a burnout situation. It's not too bad of a burnout situation. But if that throw had been teched, you would have been in a much more negative spot. That being said, I don't disagree with the premise. So yeah, just play in a way, while you're in burnout, play in a way that wastes time and gets yourself to block a lot of things so your drive gauge recovers faster. Yeah, he could have converted that and that would have been bad for you, but he's at low drive gauge as well. So again, that crouch jab that you did, totally unnecessary. You don't have to press buttons right now. You can just play normal neutral and just block a lot. You don't have to move. You can just block a bunch of things. You don't have to get hit by any of this. When you land jump light kicks like this, I want you to like autopilot. When you land like these close jump light kicks like you're usually going to do, just do stand jab and then into back medium punch. So again, jump light kick, stand light punch, back medium punch, target combo, etc. For a stronger conversion. That was a good conversion. Could have been into stand heavy punch because of the counter hit, which would have allowed you to do the target combo. Into the light spiral arrow, into the medium uppercut, which would have given you significantly more damage and more super. And he should be dead here. Alright. Yep. I like your neutral. Again, I like your approach. That was unfortunate. That's also unfortunate. Yeah, so another slight error. Like, your footsies are clearly, like, the way that you're moving and the way that you're positioning is clearly accurate and correct. You're clearly putting yourself at the right spacings and stuff. There's just, like, some of these little errors here and there. And maybe some overzealousness with some buttonsiness or some discomfort in the close range. And, like, a couple handful of gimmicks that you're getting caught by. Yeah, definitely could have been a better conversion off of the low forward. I don't know how. Let me see. The game should tell me how minus he was here. No, it actually doesn't. Okay, whatever. Alright, nice. Okay, when you block EXDPs, default to doing neutral jump. Neutral jump should work on basically every EXDP in the game. Do neutral jump, roundhouse. It'll do 100 more damage than crouch fierce. Alright, but yes, great conversion. Probably would have been worth it to do a level 2 here. So, neutral jump, heavy kick, back roundhouse, jump, air level 2, medium spiral arrow, heavy uppercut. Would have been great here. Or at least good. It's not great, it's just good. Now, there's a number of situations that... Let's see... Yeah, you kind of like, when you're getting your game going, it's like clearly you're doing everything very well and stuff, and then there's like an error that throws you off and then like gets you hurt and lose your momentum, or sometimes just random shit where you lose a lot of health very suddenly for no good reason. Alright, that was pretty good. Not bad. Yep. Next. Nice. Oh, whenever, I don't think you could have punished this one, but whenever you do like these quick dive kicks, if you're spacing them at the proper spacings, where you're always hitting like this point in the ground, if they jump back, you can usually chase them down with stand heavy kick. So here, if you had done stand heavy kick, you might have been able to tag his button. Again, you weren't completely close enough, so because he was standing here and your dive kick went to here, so a little bit closer. But yes, stand heavy kick when they do jump backs on your dive kicks is something you should definitely autopilot to. Stand roundhouse, or if you have a level 1, then do level 1 to chase them down. That's gonna happen a lot, but you've already won neutral. Yeah, so some of these DIs are getting you caught. Like, some of them are quite successful, but then other ones, like, you've already won neutral, but now you're giving up the corner and stuff, because, unnecessary. Well, he should have taken the corner, but he didn't. He did a shitty combo. Sometimes you're just going to randomly get tagged with Akuma's EX Air Fireball. It'll just happen. It's just a matter of frequency and giving him the space to do it at some points, but it'll happen, inevitably. Again, another one that would not have hit if he hadn't walked forward. If he had just walked backwards or something, that is not close enough to do that heavy knuckle. Yeah, so some of these dive kicks are a little bit... Yeah, that one's not spaced. That one wouldn't have been spaced if he had been walking backwards or just stood there, etc. So some of these dive kicks could be a bit sharper. That could have been an uppercut. But overall, you're doing just fine here. Again, I would describe your play... Remember I said at the beginning that, like, we want to identify things that we could add or do better versus things that we should stop doing because they're hurting us. And, like, overwhelmingly, like, the easiest way that we can drastically remove the threat of dying is all of your regular, like, footsies and offense and approach and the neutral and stuff is totally fine and totally good, but just, like, overactivity is, especially overactivity plus mistakes with the activity that you're doing, is getting you hit in a lot of instances. And more passivity, like, if you just block out some stuff, maybe just take a throw or something, make that, like, allow them to waste their drive gauge, or just, like, lose their drive gauge by doing, like, some block string into drive rush, and then, like, trying to throw you or something, and then continue to play good neutral. Should kill. But yeah, some of these are just kind of, like, frantic and stuff, like... Those low-medium kicks, when you don't have enough drive gauge to cancel, they're not gonna go into anything. You could at least do them into light knuckle, and they would work on counter hit. You could do Stand Fierce instead, and Stand Fierce has more active frames for an 8-framer, and you can buffer it better. But yeah, some of those are more risk than they are worth reward if you're not going to cancel them, which you're not going to if you don't have the drive gauge to spend. Nice. Nice-oo. All that's good. Parry. Punish. I overall think that's good. That being said, again, this is a scenario where I would have preferred doing a level 2 route. And that way you could have done the same, you could have done more damage and still had your drive gauge up here. Again, lots of times, if we're not using our supers, we're going to frequently wind up in scenarios where we never use them throughout the entire match, or we use them in a way that's not particularly valuable. So, you definitely want to take advantage of places where you can clearly get value from them. Weren't close enough to his health lead for me to agree with this drive rush cancel. If he was like significantly closer to death, like here, where a hit into a level 3 would have put him very near death, I would agree with this, but I don't agree with this burnout here necessarily. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world. You still have the corner position. Akuma does not have very convenient side switches or corner carry on block. Great heavy kick. That was beautiful. Alright. I'm a broke asshole. I literally haven't bought Season 2 yet, so I've been having to play Bison through rentals. Another mistake on the dive kick, and then very buttonsy. Like, you either need to commit. So in that instance, you did like button, then wait a sec, then do another crouch medium kick. In these instances, you either need to like commit to certain activity or commit to inactivity, one or the other. It can't be this tentativeness where the opponent's just going to be mashing crouch medium into drive rush, and they're going to get a huge conversion from it. Unless they drop like that. But, yeah. So, yeah. I would say in these scramble scenarios, either commit to the bit, commit to just doing jab, crouch, strong, or jab, walk backwards, low, medium kick at a particular timing, etc. Just commit to doing, like, clear-cut sequences that you know what you're going to do, or commit to just blocking. But you don't want to kind of have indecision between the two. Now this thing on block, very punishable from Bison. Highly punishable. I would just say, yeah, just walk up, stand medium punch, stand heavy punch, etc. Nice. A lot of fucking Bisons do that, I've been noticing. Let's see, what did you do? I mean, no. Oh, wait, I'm looking the wrong side. Right. It's kind of difficult to avoid that when you input lights. Because the rapid cancel will make it so... Yeah, so in some circumstances, Cammy gets, like, medium punches or even crouch fierce that can avoid that. But, alright, nice. That's punishable there. How minus is this super, actually? It's... minus 41. You can neutral jump punish this one as well. So, like a lot of supers and EXDPs and stuff, you can neutral jump punish this and it would give you more shit. You actually you certainly could have killed here. Now, the neutral jump would have been better, and frankly, I don't think it's worth it to... Now, frankly, it literally doesn't matter, and in fact, if you want to be technically truly optimal, it's better to not spend level 2, because he currently has literally no way to avoid the guaranteed wall splat with the DI. If you had done the stand fierce into it. But yeah, jab's not going to work. You need to do stand fierce into it. So he should have been guaranteed dead here. So, you know, fine, but unnecessary. Now, never mind. I'll talk about that later. Alright, nice. Some of these. Okay, again, you're still being, like, very parry happy and, like, button happy in some of these instances. And, like, you're doing, like, when you do these mediums... Okay, that medium definitely should have been into a drive rush cancel. But in some of these circumstances, like... You got, like, several hits there, but, you know, you also risked a lot if he had done something else, or against other opponents that will play in a way that will punish that kind of buttonsy activity, especially when the opponent has full drive gauge, and they're pretty liable to do a medium into drive rush that will clip your buttons. So, that jab into nothing, pretty risky, and then the slight delay, I don't like that. That's, like, more... cost than it's worth. That kind of stuff. Like, you certainly have to do, like, buttons, but we have to, like, they need to be different than that. They need to be, like, more precise, immediate, like, walk backwards for a specific amount of frames into a low forward or whatever, look at the situation, put in more delays, better to delay your button further than to hit it too early in this game. That one could have been conversion, but, you know, I don't blame you for that one. That one's not... Okay, missed uppercut, but it's fine. No real problem. Another missed dive kick. A lot of those. I'd say like something of like half of your meaningful dive kicks are getting mistakes. That's fine. Yeah, that's another thing that will happen, especially if you're a bit overly like buttonsy in ways. So, one of two things could have happened. Now, I think in this instance, if you had drive rush canceled it, you still would have died. Because I don't think you would have been able to drive rush cancel it immediately. But, like, that kind of delay into this either needs to be into something or not done. You know. He did not need to do that at all. Because he wasted all of his super for the last round. Alright, some of these, like, your positioning on the screen is quite good, but then sometimes it's like you're hitting, like, these random buttons and stuff, and then doing dive kicks that are not, like, cognizant to the spacing that you're at. Like, you need to be, like, just use the character's walk speed. Cammy's walk speed is fantastic. Just use the walk speed to, like, correct, smooth out the edges, and, like, you know, get your positionings that you want. Okay, the two lights could have been converted. This is fine. I think you meant to drive rush there, which I would agree with doing. Now, in these instances where you come into the last round with full bar, you want to be looking for places to spin it immediately. That definitely could have been into a super. In fact, well, I don't agree with the drive rush cancel in the first place, but because you're too low on bar, but yeah. And then when you're in burnout and you have plenty of supers, just, like, play in a not completely passive running away style, but in a slightly tentative way, and just buffer the shit out of super so that you can react to anything. Just, like, play kind of normal neutral. Yeah, like this. And then just whenever you back off, just, like, pump level 1 or level 3. Depending on if level 3 will kill immediately. So yes, all quite good except for some overactivity that we can trim out of your play. Yeah, another whiff. And then that is an instance, like I was just talking about, where the timing that you're doing these delay mediums is going to get you hit by medium into drive rush. This is exactly what I was talking about. You need to do like different timings or more delays or put walkbacks before your things, etc. Like, your timing is slightly off in a way that is particularly bad in this game and will get you hit in this game. And just look at like higher level players and just look at like how they do their delay mediums or walkback mediums or what they do in a moment of hesitation when under pressure. Yeah, I don't agree with that button. Like, you just did like crouch fierce in like this space without moving. Now again, I don't think you need to. You can use the character's walk speed. Getting hit by a low medium kick in neutral in a drive rush is not the worst thing in the world. So, you know, the damage is pretty scaled, etc. That's punishable. Stand fierce into whatever. Okay. Yeah, and then you're holding up. You didn't need to do that. You should have at least like just made him get the whatever. You could have blocked a couple things, had a level 1. I don't think you should have used it in that round, but if you could have made him second guess some approach, maybe you could have had some luck there. Or built more super from the game. Let's see, I haven't been paying attention. So a couple of instances. Yeah, some of these dive kicks are like not in position. That's a bit low on the drive gauge, but it's fine. That super's weird, but yes, punish that. It whiffs for a long time. That's fine. I'm fine with that. That's plus. Nope. Yeah, so a lot of this overactivity, like, you're totally in a completely fine position. If you just, like, hang out, block a couple things, take some chip damage, take, like, a throw or two, and, like, pump level 1 and stuff, you're totally fine. But, like, your overactivity and hitting stuff like that is going to get you hit. In this instance, I don't know what you tried. Let me see what happened here. Yeah, you tried to pump level 1. I agree with that. I do think the correct action would be to pump level 1 there, but you just made an error. Did it too slowly before. You need to be doing it as soon as you see the medium, just in case they do the drive rush cancel. All right. But yeah, you're approaching the footsie. All right, your jump approach is fine. I would just prefer like some of the dive kicks to be like closer and more sharply spaced. But yeah, your jump approach is still like pretty much so far all you've really needed to win neutral against these guys. And like your actual footsies interactions like that have all been pretty successful. Some of them I don't necessarily agree with the drive gauge that you're spending in the certain circumstances. Sometimes you need to do other things, but so that's fine, but then it's, you know, you need to find other things to do for a second before spending another drive rush cancel. Also, this is a niche point, but when you do these like low medium kick, low forward, or crouch strong into drive rush on block against opponents that don't have an EXDP, Bison, and don't have a level 1, and even against characters like, again, you just tried to use level 1 while you were in Burnout, and you still failed to do so. It's more difficult to do that than have an EXDP. So against characters that don't have an EXDP, don't do low forward into jab like this. Do it into something else. Do it into stand medium punch, back medium punch, stand heavy punch. Because that will build you back an extra chunk of drive gauge, deal more drive gauge to the opponent, and apply a stronger mix. So you could do low forward, drive rush into an immediate throw, or into stand heavy punch, +1. You can take that. Back medium punch puts you +3 in throw or shimmy range. So long as you can get away with it, doing drive rush mix with gaps in it is much stronger because it allows you to get more mixes in a row, use stronger buttons, and it builds you more drive gauge because when it has a gap, it resets the drive gauge penalty, so you no longer are penalized from receiving drive gauge from the buttons that you use. Anyways, that's good. We want to do like crouch fierce. I don't think he was liable to perfect parry you, and you want to force him to block some stuff right here because you want to get your drive gauge back. Like maybe the shimmy would have worked, maybe not. I don't think it would have, but a throw wouldn't have been bad because you could anti-air him if he neutral jumped or tried to jump out of the corner, and if he got the throw tech, you would recover some drive gauge just from the time wasted and go back to neutral. Or crouch fierce. So, but I don't like shimmy when you're low on drive gauge like this, especially when you're not prepared to anti-air those jump outs. In that instance, just feel comfortable doing like back medium punch. That would work. A more reliable option in that circumstance when he's trying to jump over your head would be jump back air throw with Cammy. Again, no reason that you needed to get hit there. No reason that you need to get hit there. Your health gauge is fine. Even if he burns you out and then DIs you and then gets a stun combo, you will still be at pretty even life here. You do not need to take these hits. You can take the burnout if it comes to that, and if you have more than a bar, it actually takes quite a few hits from an opponent on block before you're actually burnt out. By that time, you'll probably have already had the opportunity to land like a low medium kick into drive rush to burn yourself out at your own advantage. But taking these hits is much worse than any of those other outcomes. Yeah, see, now you're losing, and you don't have any more drive gauge than you had before. Yeah, no uppercut, but that's fine. We're not losing that much. No counter DI, but that's fine. We're still not losing this situation. That, I don't think there's merit to that. I haven't labbed Bison a ton because I literally haven't bought him yet, but I don't think that there's merit to DIing in that circumstance. He would have either done a button or a throw, and I think either one would have beat DI. How did you get hit there? Oh, he caught crouch strong on something. What button did he catch, actually? Maybe crouch strong? No, a jab. A stand jab. Yeah, those jabs have big-ass hurt boxes. Yeah. So yeah, I don't agree with Wake Up Level 2. for any reason ever, it's just not a good super for wake-ups. Alright, nice. Walk back into the medium. You got that. Nice delay. You caught the mashing buttons. I would take drive rush Oki here. Again, your Oki is very inconsistent. You're constantly mistiming things. Just, like, run the practice with it over and over. Like, I know it's, like, a cliche to just say, oh, practice or whatever, but, like, if you just drill something mindlessly for maybe half an hour or an hour a day, your consistency will noticeably improve in the long run. Alright, so again, you're low forward. Now, this, if you just do low forward like this, not very advantage. In these circumstances, if you're not going to cancel, again, I say do crouching medium punch. It'll be more plus on hit, less minus on block, and it'll give you more pushback. So these circumstances won't happen. Where you were only +1 off of the low medium kick, you hit another button and he just mashed his medium and then hit you, which is going to happen frequently. If you were going to mash out something, I would have preferred a level 1 there, obviously, to not corner yourself. Alright, that's fine. Just be patient, and we should have the advantage here. Oh, that should have been a conversion off of the heavy knuckle into stand light kick. That's still punishable? Yep. How punishable is it? Here, hang on. Wait, shouldn't the frames be appearing? Where's the frames? It should appear on the screen what the frame data is there. What the fuck? Why is it not appearing? Okay. Fuck it. I guess it just won't tell me. Okay, he does a lot of random DI. Alright, nice wake up. So yeah, against a lot of this stuff, I think reducing the activity, getting a bit more precision in some of these instances. Nice fucking cancel. That would have been hard to be aware, have the wherewithal for. Nice fucking catch. That was beautiful, perfect, easy money. This is fine. Punish, nice. Now getting those, I agree with that. I agree with just doing like 3 lights into light kick, because you can't necessarily guarantee you're going to get the punish counter, so it's better to just do the lights there. Blocking the DI is better than getting hit by it. Punish it. Let's see, what? I don't think there's any need for you to respect his wake up here. I would have just done, like, pressure. Again, shimmy is not, like, has this guy ever whiffed on a shimmy? Like, against players like this, I would say don't even bother with shimmy. Just do, like, neutral jump for your shimmy instead. It's not even fucking necessary, because I don't think he will be prepared for the anti-air. I think his delay tech will be pretty late, which makes it a lot easier to beat with a neutral jump. And I think that neutral jump will also deal with him mashing out level 1s, level 2s, and DIs. But I don't even necessarily agree with using shimmy that much against this guy. Just throw him until he is forced to do something about the throw itself. Seriously, just abuse the fuck and make it fucking annoying for him with throws. Make it fucking annoying with him with throws and just a bunch of fucking pressure on block with, like, Crouch Fierce that constantly digs at his drive gauge and regenerates your own. You do not have to mix, you do not have to open him up. You just have to force scenarios that are advantageous for you, and you will slowly win. Especially when you're already at an advantage. I haven't labbed his head stomp and the way it works in this game. I don't know what the right solution is. Yeah. That was not bad from him. That was a nice low forward. Nice-oo. Yeah, drive rush. That's fine. Ooh, that is unfortunate. That is okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. That was the right decision. Just maybe not the right uppercut. Okay. All right. That'll be good for now.